lighten it up. Bo Nix, there's a couple other ones who are doing it in their first or second year. That used
100%
unheard of. It used to be 3-4 years before they. Yeah. But no, I think these good college programs are just as good as some of the worst pro teams. But yeah, that's why it's called betting.
All right,
Gruber, thank you, brother.
Thanks, Bolling.
Let's take a look. There's some really good news on Wall Street today. Watch this. Dow up 190, okay. S&P up, okay, pretty. Nasdaq up almost 600 points today alone, folks. It gets even better. Gold up $50 an ounce. Oil up 86 cents. All right, didn't love that idea, but you run over. Crypto finally got out of its own way. Finally. I was watching over the weekend. Bitcoin got down to 80,000, down to 80. And now it just jumped up. Ballpark 89. There it is, 89,200. Nice recovery in the crypto markets. Okay, let's do this. Let's jump right in. Watch this.
I am tickled to death. I feel better than I have in years. I went from being on Ozempic for 13 years. I didn't realize how much strength I'd lost and how much it was affecting my life. I'd been in the hospital from pancreatitis caused by Ozempic. My digestive system's working properly again. I used to carry around Rolaids all the time. I can't believe I'm getting my life back after being subjected to that stuff for that many years. I'm off of it. I can't be happier. That was my biggest goal.
Well, we've all seen the headlines about Ozempic and other weight loss injections. While they've helped some lose weight quickly, there's growing concern about long-term side effects. Here to give us some insight is the founder of Energis Health, Mr. John Jubilee. John, what are some of the issues that you're seeing in people coming off these medications? I mean, technically, if you take Ozempic or any of the GLP-1 drugs that you need to stay on your whole life, and the minute you come off them, you start gaining the weight right back. So what are you saying?
Well, it's just super simple. As you know, I'm a pure scientist, so I don't care what the truth is. I just want to know what it is and want to share truth with people. And here's the truth. People on Ozempic lose this. You know, they lose their lean muscle. You know, they're losing a little bit of this, but they're mostly losing this, Eric. They're losing their lean muscle mass and they're losing their healthy hydration. And so what happens is it absolutely destroys their metabolism. It can destroy their digestive system. You know, there's a $2 billion class action lawsuit against Ozempic and the GLP-1s. People have went blind. The side effects are just horrific. And it really, it's like a magician's trick. You look at your scale and you think, oh, good, I lost 20 pounds. But your brain cannot comprehend, wait a minute, I just lost 17 healthy pounds of lean muscle, healthy hydration, and I only lost 3 pounds of the fat. And that's why, just like this gentleman, you know, he gained back his healthy hydration, he gained back his lean muscle, he got off of those drugs, now he's healthy, and he doesn't need, you know, the false crutch to really lose the weight you want to lose, which is your visceral and subcutaneous fat, and you want to gain your healthy lean muscle mass.
And one of the other things that happens is a side effect that I don't know if, I guess people talk about Ozempic face, of Ozempic butt, but when you lose that much, both fat and muscle mass at the same time, that quickly, your skin sags. Now you got to do it the right way. You have to do it a little bit more slowly, a little bit more methodically, maybe eat right and maybe get into some cellular hydration, right?
Well, 100%. And look, we had two brothers in Indianapolis, Indiana. They both lost over 200 pounds of fat and zero sagging skin. Zero sagging skin. So that's the difference. When you do it the right way, you gain muscle, you gain hydration. You're never going to have the sagging skin when you lose it the right way. You only get that sagging skin when you're losing your healthy hydration and you're losing your lean muscle. So you want to do it the right way. You want to gain muscle, you want to gain hydration. You know, that's what our patent pending science does, Eric, is it helps people to gain what they need to gain and to lose what they need to lose. They gain the muscle, they gain the hydration, they only lose their visceral and their subcutaneous fat.
What else do some of the other, I guess, drawbacks of the GLP? You have fatigue, you have headaches. You know, there are certain things that people, I've friends who've lost 50 pounds in a very short period of time. They're miserable. They're like, look how great I look, and then they're just miserable because they can't find a meal that they want to eat. And the reason why I bring this up is because, again, there are right ways and wrong ways of doing this. And it seems like relying on a heavy dose of GLP doesn't seem like the right way to do it.
Well, it's really not. Listen, we're made to eat, right? We're made, God gave us taste buds so we would crave, and he gave us an appetite so we would be hungry. GLP-1 shut off your appetite. Like, they make it so you're not hungry for good or bad food. So you're going to lose your muscle, you're going to lose your healthy hydration, you're going to lose your metabolism, you're going to lose your energy. By the way, there's lawsuits where people went blind, Eric, blind on the GLP-1s. That's another one of the side effects. But the reason people aren't hungry, it can paralyze your digestive system so that you don't have the natural healthy cravings you're supposed to have. And of course, food is energy. That's what calories are. Calories are energy in our body. It's what makes us want to have the get up and go. You know, no car can run without gasoline, and humans are made to have healthy calories to fuel us and give us the energy that we want to have and should have.
John, we got to jump, but can you just tell us very quickly about the free masterclass that you guys are offering?
Yeah, so, you guys just go on the website. We've got a masterclass. It just walks you through what does it look like to be healthy at the cellular level? And then just book a call. The call is completely free. It's no obligation. It's free. You can talk to one of our coaches who had a transformation of their own. All of our coaches, Eric, were clients first. Some of them are 20 and 30-year nurses, that left nursing after they did this. They said, oh my gosh, like, this is the health breakthrough everyone needs. I want to join this movement. So this really is, the breakthrough for people.
All right, John Jubilee, always good having you on, my friend. Energis Health.
Well, Eric, I got to say real quick, though, those Buckeyes will cover. Those Buckeyes will cover.
I think there's a dinner bet on there, my friend. I'll take the Wolverines, whatever the point spread is, right? I don't know, but whatever it ends up being. We'll take the USA Today point spread game time, and I'll take the Wolverines and the points. And we'll figure out who's buying dinner. John Jubilee, thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, brother. Bye now.
All right, folks. Our next guest, the Border Patrol chief, who says that attacks against the Border Patrol and ICE agents have increased by 50%. Here to give us more information is Chief Michael Banks. Chief, really good to have you, my friend. Democrat leaders and left-leaning media are constantly discussing and airing stories that are false and lead those to believe that agents aren't acting in the best interest of Americans, causing attacks against those agents. What's your response to them?
So my response to them is, I don't know if I would use the term leader. They're actually putting out just blatant lies in the public, using words like kidnapping, disappearing, deporting U.S. citizens, all just blatant lies. And what that is doing is that is empowering the citizenry and their constituents to believe that they're doing something noble when they impede or interfere with our officers. And what they're really doing is putting their constituents in danger, because we are not going to tolerate anyone laying hands on the United States Border Patrol. And so we're going to defend ourselves. It is inappropriate to impede or to assault a federal agent. And we're going to apprehend and arrest those individuals and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. And I just want to hit on one point real quick. It's a 58% in rammings, which are vehicle rammings. It's actually an almost 2,000% increase in actual assaults on Border Patrol agents, and then an 8,000% increase on threats on the lives of Border Patrol agents.
I don't get this. I remember when Trump first sent Border Patrol and military, others, into D.C., and there was a guy with a Subway sandwich. Remember, he wung it and he flung it at an ICE agent and slammed him, assaulted him, right? Assaulted an officer, a law enforcement officer. I don't care what you call it. He assaulted that officer, and then they let him walk. They just basically said they acquitted him of all charges. How are we supposed to send the message to people that these folks, your agents, are not supposed to be assaulted? They're supposed to be respected and allowed to do their job.
So you're exactly right? And can you imagine that? Up is down and left is right. You have elected officials, and I won't use the term leader, but elected officials that are actually encouraging violence against law enforcement officers. It is absolutely absurd. And so, we've seen where agents have had to result in the shooting of individuals attacking them. And so it is just, it's absurd. But I will tell you this, agents are going to defend themselves. We're going to make those arrests, and then we're going to hope that the courts will do their job. I know hope is not a strategy, but we're going to continue to do everything we can to work with the Department of Justice to ensure that these individuals are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe it's over because they dismissed the charges against that individual. I do believe that we'll be seeking further charges against him.
Chief Michael Banks, by the way, folks. Chief, When you see Mamdani in the Oval Office, and he's already said that he's going to disobey everything that you are and President Trump is saying about New York being a sanctuary city. If illegals come here, he welcomes them, opens arms, says free buses, free food, come on, let's go. What's your message to the folks in New York?
Message to the folks in New York is, stand fast. The United States Border Patrol will not be stopped by a local politician who is refusing to enforce the laws. We will go to New York City. We will go to every city in America. We're the United States Border Patrol. Our job does not stop at the border. We will go anywhere in this country and defend those people, and we will ensure that we arrest those in this country illegally, and we will make sure that we prosecute and we have them removed.
So there's a group of senators and congressmen. Mark Kelly comes to mind as one of them, former military, by the way, and former Mark Kelly was an astronaut. He was a former military. He's Gabby Gifford's husband when she got shot. He's a senator now, and he, among, I believe there were 8 others or 7 others, total of 8, I believe, who recommended that if you're in the military or even in the Border Patrol, if you don't believe something is right, don't obey your orders. How dangerous is that to any law enforcement organization?
It's absolutely absurd. As a 10-year veteran of the United States Navy and as a 25-year veteran of law enforcement after the Navy, I've never heard of such a thing. I didn't hear any of them calling for Border Patrol agents to disobey the orders of the Biden administration to allow thousands of individuals, millions of individuals to be released onto the streets without being vetted. We took an oath to defend this Constitution. We took an oath to uphold the law. And our agency has the utmost integrity. We're going to go out there and we're going to enforce the laws. If they don't like the laws, then maybe they should sit down and work on passing laws. That is their job. We're going to enforce the laws as they are written, and we're going to continue to make America safe and protect America from those trying to come into this country illegally.
I think those folks that did that, they're all commissioned, former military commission. I think they should pull their commissions, at least pull their pensions and commissions, because Trump had mentioned at one point it could be treason or maybe treason. We know what the penalties are for treason, and everyone went crazy, apoplectic. But certainly, maybe we don't hang those folks, but maybe we pull all the money that they're getting from taxpayer-funded pensions and whatnot going forward. Thoughts on that?
I can tell you this. You know what? We swore an oath. We're going to uphold that oath, and we're going to follow the orders of those above us, and we're going to enforce the law. Look, if a law is unlawful, then we're not going to follow it. But I can tell you this, I've never given an unlawful order, and I've never received an unlawful order from this president, from this secretary. They are actually simply asking us to go out and enforce the law.
Amazing, Chief. Chief, it's not even up for question. We have activist judges that put a halt on the deportations, and then the Supreme Court said, no, you're not right. The Supreme Court of the United States said he's in his rights, constitutionally bound by the Constitution. He's within his rights to do what he's doing and effectively having you guys deport illegals. And then we have senators and congresspeople saying disobey these orders, disobey constitutional legal orders. Wow, it's insane. I don't think we're talking about that enough. Chief Michael Banks, thank you very much for your time and for your service on our freedom and what you're doing, keeping the illegals out of this country as best you can. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you.
All right, folks. By the way, the latest episode of The Edge is live. I pushed into a zone most men avoid. There's a trend happening right now among high-level men, successful people. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to admit it. We opened it wide open. We talked about the pressure, the stigma, and the truth. This dropped a couple of days ago. You got to check it out on The Edge on YouTube right now. If you hit that screen with a camera, that QR code will take you right to YouTube. You press subscribe. Never, ever, ever going to be a charge. We're not sending any marketing material. We just want to show YouTube how well we're doing. Right now, again, we're growing at 150 times the average new YouTube show because of you. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. This is a movement, folks. You're going to love this content. Go check it out. YouTube.com/@EricBolling, The Edge. YouTube.com/@EricBolling, The Edge. Do it now. I appreciate your subscription. It helps me out quite a bit. Thank you. We'll be back 2.5 minutes.